You in the car with Brace, so let's have a discussion. Come along for the ride, and I'm gonna teach you how to hustle. What's good, y'all boys? I got 20 minutes of free game for y'all. All of my boys who's just hustling like me, you know what I'm saying? You trying to get out here and make it. You know what I'm saying? You trying to reach your goals, you trying to grind. Bro, I'm proud of you. If nobody else ain't told you, I'm proud of you for clicking on this video, because a lot of people would bypass this video simply because the things that I'm about to say is gonna make you uncomfortable if you're the type of person that's comfortable being lazy and mediocre. But if you're like the 99% and you wanna be successful, then that's why you clicked on this video. Then let me hop on into my first point, which is don't kick yourself while you're down if you messed up and you didn't give your all to reach your goals. Like if you had a day where you just didn't do what you said you were gonna do, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Even the best of the best have moments of weakness, right? Even Jesus himself had a moment of weakness, right? When he was in the garden and he was about to go to the cross, that man did not want to go to the cross. He was literally praying so hard that he was sweating blood. You know what I'm saying? So even a perfect man had a moment of weakness. So all these people that's telling you and claiming that they stay in discipline 365 days out of the year, and that they reaching their goals because they never have a moment of weakness, they are lying to you through their teeth. They're saying that because it sounds good, it sounds motivational, and it sounds like you know what you're talking about. But let the truth be told, bro, even the best of the best have moments of weakness. They have days where they slack. But I'm not telling you to not go as hard as possible to reach your goals, because truly it does take above average amount of discipline to reach the goals that you have set for yourself, if you don't want to be like everyone else. But like, I'm gonna use myself for an example. I didn't upload YouTube videos for like the last 3 days, and I've been doing it consistently. I had been uploading like every day for like the past month, right? I've been uploading consistently. I've been doing what I said I was gonna do. But for some reason, the last 3 days, I just got lazy. I had the time. I was at home. I wasn't at work. I just literally didn't feel like recording. I didn't feel like uploading. I didn't feel like doing content at all. You know what I'm saying? So and it's okay, but I started to get into that mindset of, oh dang man, I'm not pushing hard. Do I really even want to do content? Like, is this even for me? Do I even have what it takes to reach my goals and be successful? Because all these gurus and successful people make it sound like if you ever have a moment of weakness where you don't go 100%, that you're just not cut out to be successful. And that's not true, bro. That's not true. Because think about it. If I kept that mindset like, dang, I didn't upload, man, maybe I don't have what it takes. Maybe if I would have kept that mindset, then I wouldn't be recording right now. I would have never picked my camera back up and started back making my content. I would have stayed down. So that's what I'm saying. Don't kick yourself while you're down. If you don't push yourself to be as great as you can, still get back up. You know what I'm saying? You don't lose the fight until you stop getting back up. Once you get back up, that gives you another chance to get back in the ring and throw your punches and fight. You know what I'm saying? But if you just give up, then, you know what I'm saying, ain't nobody coming to save you. Ain't nobody gonna do the content for you. Ain't nobody gonna work hard for you. But yeah, I just want to re-motivate you. If you gave up, don't continue to give up. Don't think that you don't have what it takes. You do have what it takes. You're only human. Even if you're a man. You know what I'm saying? We men, we start to think that we're invincible and that we can't be weak. Bro, let me tell you, you don't have to be perfect to be successful. Trust me. You just got to outwork most other people. And that's good news for you, because let me tell you, most other people ain't going to pick the camera up in the first place to record. Most other people ain't going to get up for work. They're going to call in. Most other people ain't going to go work 12 hours. They only going to work 8. You know what I'm saying? So you already, if you watching a video like this, then you got an advantage on 99% of people anyways. So let me just, you know what I'm saying, help you out and take a lot of weight off of your chest with that right there. So, excuse me, because I am a little bit sick, but you know what I'm saying, we still going to work. Even though I'm a little sick, I'm going to work. It's little stuff like that. Like, even though you're sick, you still show up to record your videos, and you still go to the gym, and you still go to work. Little stuff like that will put you above the rest. You know what I'm saying? But I guess I can get on into my next point, right? Which is, it's tax season. Stack your money, right? Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. when I got my first tax refund ever, I ain't had no car. I ain't have no credit. But I needed a car because I had a job opportunity that was going to pay me $21 an hour starting out, 12-hour shifts. I was going to be making the most money I ever made for the first time. I was going to see thousands of dollars. And when I got my tax refund, it was $3,800, I believe. I believe that's what it was, if I'm not mistaken. And so imagine if, you know what I'm saying, I would have took that $3,000 and I would have went and bought the new PlayStation or the new AirPod Max or a new iPhone or some clothes. Imagine if I'd have did that. And the reason why I'm saying these electronics is because I know a lot of y'all successful people who work 9-to-5 jobs. I know y'all probably ain't worried about buying the new clothes, but y'all do be bougie with y'all electronics. If y'all like me, you want the new AirPods that's $200, $500. You want the new iPhone. You want an iPad. You want a MacBook. You want the bougie stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I get it. But imagine if I would have put that before my priority of going get that vehicle. And mind you, like I said, I didn't have no credit. So I had to put the whole $3,000 down to get a car. But that car is the same one that I'm driving in right now. Literally, 4 years later. And truth be told, if it wasn't for me doing that, I would have never got that job, which means I would have never been able to save the money to go to CDL school, and I would have never made $70,000 in a year. So, you know what I'm saying? That refund, that $3,000 really helped me get to where I'm at now in life. So really just reinvest in yourself. Reinvest the money that you get in yourself. Reinvest the time that you have into yourself. Just because you work a job doesn't mean that you go home and don't put anything towards your future. Any time that you have extra on the side, you should invest that and use it to build something that you want to do for your dreams. You know what I mean? Don't just work at somebody else's company. You're building their family's wealth and their family's dreams. And when you go home, you don't give yourself any time. I mean, that's hustling backwards, if I'm being honest, quite frankly. So don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Work for yourself before you work for somebody else. If I'm being honest, that's what you should do. So yeah, but that can that's enough on that. Let me go into my next topic, which is kind of not finance related, but it affects your finances, which is, of course, watch the people who are leeching from you, right? And it can be hard to tell who a leech is because your homeboy who you've been kicking it with since, you know what I'm saying, grade school and all that, he called you like, hey, I need a ride here, I need a ride there, I need $100 here, I need $100 there. To you, you could be thinking, all right, that's my boy, like, you know what I'm saying, I can't leave him stranded out here, I can't just leave him out here with no help, right? But at the end of the day, you cannot bring everybody to the top with you. And I'm gonna just be honest with you, if somebody's steadily needing to borrow money from you, then I don't think that them not having money is a problem. They are their own problem. When they get the money, why is it that they getting the money from you, but they never have money for themselves? If they steady borrowing money from you, that should tell you something, that they don't have enough money to sustain, and eventually they're not gonna pay you back. Because if they can't afford to use their own money to keep their finances afloat, then how are they gonna help you keep your finances afloat that you giving them? How they gonna pay you back? They can't pay themselves. It makes no sense. So watch out for leeches, and to watch out for them, you have to be able to identify when somebody goes from, okay, best friend or friend to leech. Because truth be told, the leeches aren't the people who are your co-workers or nothing like that. They working, they getting their own check. The leeches are the people that's your friends, honestly. That's who becomes the leeches. You know what I'm saying? So this is how you identify a leech. If every time somebody call you for something, you know what I'm saying, and whether you give it to them or not, that's not how you identify it. The way you identify is if you couldn't call that person and ask them for the same thing that they asking you in return, and I'm talking about not just once, but I'm talking about every single time that they called you, you should be able to call them just as many times or more. And if they can't provide for you the same thing that they're asking of you, then they probably a leech. I'm gonna just be real with you, because That's not good business. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be successful in life, at some point you gotta stop thinking by, oh, they good for it, or we cool, like word of mouth. Word of mouth can get you messed up when it comes to business. Don't ever do business off word of mouth or face value because you think somebody just good for it. No. Get that stuff in writing, bro. If you know what I'm saying, if I can't call you and ask you for $100, but you can always call me and ask me for $50, $80, then we can't do business. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm moving from regular civilian, regular citizen to businessman. I'm not trying to be regular like everybody else. I want to be a businessman, a real deal businessman that does businessman things. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm not finna be sitting here allowing somebody to suck my pockets dry when I work hard for what I got. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one out here working 12 hours. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not willing to go work a 12-hour shift, but you steady calling the people who is willing to go get up and work a 12-hour shift, let me tell you something. God blessed you with 2 legs and 2 arms, just like me, and a brain between your ears. So if I'm a black dude from the hood, and ain't nobody hold my hand to go get this money, then why in the world you want somebody to hold your hand? Know what I'm saying? It don't take no hand holding to be successful. Nobody got to hold my hand to go tell me get up when my alarm goes off and go get dressed for a 12-hour shift. Nobody has to tell me to go work a 12-hour shift. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be average. I didn't want to be like everybody else that works 8 hours, and then at the end of the week, after I spent my money on my bills and my food, I ain't got no money left over to go have fun, to go out of town, or even to put gas in my car or get an oil change. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's little stuff like that that's just like, working a 12-hour shift puts you so far ahead. Because I'm going to give you an example, right? If you work 8 hours a day, 5 days out of the week, you hit 40 hours and then you done, right? So that's your regular worker, the average American, right? But if I work 12 hours a day, 5 times out of the week, what I got at the end of the week, that's about 60 hours, right? That's about 60 hours. So already I'm 20 hours richer than you every single week. Now multiply that times 4 because it's 4 weeks in a month. So at the end of the month, I done put in 80 more hours. Wait, no. Yeah, actually, yeah. I done put in 80 more hours of grinding and work than you at the end of the month. And if I do that for a whole year, bro, you'll never beat me. You will never beat me. I will be more richer than you. I will be more successful than you financially every single time, because of the simple fact I put in 4 more hours every single day than you. But you wanted to go home. You wanted to go spend 8 hours on the game and get 8 hours of rest. I'm going to be real with you. I only get about 5 hours of rest max. Or sometimes if I'm lucky, I get 6 or 7. Sometimes if I'm lucky. You know what I'm saying? But it's a price to be paid to be successful. And that's just the truth of it. Like, I ain't gonna sugarcoat you and tell you that it's easy out here. Like, this stuff not easy. Do I feel like getting up every single day and going to work 12 hours of my life? No, heck no. Freak no. But let me tell you something. For you to get to the level where your goals are, if you want a paid off house, paid off car, you want a bankroll, if you want the nice stuff in life, you got to be willing to live uncomfortable for about a year or two. And then you sacrificing those that 1 year or that 2 years will set you up for the rest of your life where you don't have to work as hard. Versus if you never sacrifice a year or two of your life being comfortable, you're going to have to work harder the older you get. And what's sad about that is that the older you get, the harder it becomes for you to continue working hard. When you're 50 years old, your body doesn't feel the same off of 5 hours of sleep. You'll actually end up in the hospital and probably die quicker than you would have if you would have just sacrificed a year or two in your 20s to work a little bit extra hard than the 99% of people who aren't willing to. And that's just me being completely transparent with you. So if you were working an 8 hours a day job, I'm not knocking it, because at the end of the day, slow motion is better than no motion. Maybe you can't get a 12-hour job right now. Maybe you didn't apply and they just not accepting you, right? But if you trying to get a 12-hour job and make more money and they not accepting you, then what you need to do is you need to take a look at your resume and you need to go change what's on that resume. And if you're not making a resume, then that's why you're not getting accepted into the better jobs. Because if I'm an employer that's finna pay you $20 an hour, thousands of dollars in a month, I don't want you to be the average worker. I want you to have experience and I want to see what you can do for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to just hand you thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? What? So I just want to put that in perspective for y'all. Like, you don't have to be average. And that happens when you stop working 8 hours a day, you'll identify who the leeches are, trust me. Because you're not going to be around them. You're going to be so tired that you're not even coming around no more. And you're going to start to know who your leeches are in life. And granted, I'm not saying that all of your homeboys are going to become leeches. Some of your homeboys going to be on that same timing as you. And you better be grateful for those homeboys because those homeboys, that's the ones that you love to see elevate in life. And that's what I want for all my homeboys, regardless of whether you working 8 hours or 12 hours or not. I want to see you win, but it starts with them. It don't start with me. So, you know what I'm saying? But hey, let's get on to my next point. Since we done with leeches, right? My next point is level up, right? It kind of goes with hand in hand with what I was just telling you. Level up, don't get comfortable, right? When I started driving trucks, I made $71,000 my first year. Now, to you, that probably sounds like if you ain't never made that type of money, then that probably sounds really good. But imagine getting comfortable only making $71,000 a year. Imagine that. When you could make $100,000 a year or more. So my problem and where I messed up at with my CDL and trucking and just working a job in general is I got comfortable, right? I was like, dang, I'm making $1,400 a week. I'm bringing home $1,200, $1,300 a week, man. I'm living good, right? When instead of pushing myself to go get some endorsements and look for other jobs that would have paid me more, I'm like, dang, I'm living good. I'm comfortable. You know, I'm just going to stay where I'm at. Maybe I'll retire here. No, don't do that. Once you get you a little bit of money, it's easy to get comfortable. It's so easy to get comfortable and get complacent. I swear it is. Because it's like you start to feel like you don't need to push yourself. You know what I'm saying? But don't be like that. Please don't be like that. Because once you get to that level of success in working a job, that's when competition increases. You know what I'm saying? You stop, like your competition is no longer those people who are working 8 hours a day. You're already well above their status as far as competitiveness in the job market or just in the making money market, honestly. In the business market, you're way above them anyway. They're no longer even a thought in your mind when it comes to being competition. Your competition is now all those people who are in your tax bracket. So now you got to strategize. You got to see what you can do to separate yourself from the people who are actually willing to go the extra mile and work hard. And if you're watching a video like this, then you probably are going to separate yourself simply because of the simple fact, a lot of people who are working hard, they get lazy, they get tired, right? They get tired, and in their moments of weakness, that's when you got to strike. You got to strike while the iron is hot. Take the opportunity while it is at hand, right? If you see a job opening that you've been researching, you know you can go make more money, bro, this is what you need to do, right? If you are already making money, you need to make yourself more qualified than those people who are actually in your tax bracket and they making money too. So what you do is go on your resume, update your resume, make yourself seem like, especially with AI right now, bro, you can make a killer resume without even really working hard to do it. Like, you need to make yourself above and beyond qualified for the next job that you want, right? And when you're researching the next job that you want, make sure that it's a job that pays you more, even more than what you're making right now. Make sure that the benefits is better. Make sure that the location, as far as like your commute to work is better. Make sure every single thing is better and go level up. Do not stay comfortable. Push yourself to get that better job that's gonna pay you $30,000 more a year. $30,000 more a year is a lot of money. And it can all happen just simply by you not being comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Don't be complacent, bro. Don't be complacent where you are in life. So that pretty much wraps up my 20 minutes a game. I feel like if you watch this video all the way through to the end, there's no way that you're not gonna be successful because, bro, like there's not many people who are willing to spend 20 minutes of their day investing in their mental, their mental, right, to learn how to be more successful. A lot of people only have the attention span of about maybe 2 minutes, right? But hey, I ain't got too much else to say. So without further ado, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. It's free to like the video and it's free to subscribe. I ain't gonna lie, I just gave y'all literally 20 minutes of free game, bro. Like if you can't appreciate that enough to show a like and give me a subscribe, like come on, man, it's free. Show love to me. I just showed love to you for 20 minutes, bro. I just helped you out for 20 minutes. I can't get a like. I can't get a comment. You can't subscribe. Come on, man. I always post content like this. So without further ado, I ain't got nothing else to say. We gone.